The URC 2022-2023 is underway, folks, with Benetton getting the bonus point win over Glasgow. I've just watched that one a wee bit delayed this morning here, and we'll go through some key events and stats, and you guys can let us know your thoughts on this opening game of the URC season. URC season. Benetton, man, they didn't do that well last year. They're playing a conference rival in Glasgow, and they smashed them. 4 tries to 1, bonus point win, so yeah, really happy days for that kind of small vocal crowd there in Treviso. I mean, there was a bit of a penalty exchange early. The crowd was getting into it. It seemed pretty hot. They had to have a water break early. But the tries, there were some pretty sweet tries, especially to the Benetton outside backs. Padovani got the first one in 20 minutes on the right wing. Turnover ball in Glasgow is 22, so they punished them. Made it 8-3. Second score before half-time. Lucchese went over on 37 minutes. Benetton not opting to go for a 3 when it probably would have been a safe-ish option. But man, the Maul went over. They missed the conversion, but 13-3. It was 13-6 at halftime because Glasgow did manage to get one before the clock went into the red. So something to show for it. But yeah, not the flashiest first half for Franco Smith's boys. Just not looking, I don't know, fired up. It was a little bit lackluster, I would say, from them. But Benetton, as I said, especially defensively, turnovers, they were pretty ferocious at times, as they're backed up by a pretty small but very vocal crowd. Second half gets underway, and Mendy gets his first try. That one was another pretty slick one, like second phase after line-out ball, and Benetton are looking like running away with it, 20 points to 6. They got a couple of penalties, made it 26-6. I mean, Glasgow, when they had chances down Benetton's end, sometimes the execution was poor. I remember they got free kicked at a scrum. I think it was just like head on head to the ref, just blew it up. Like easy kind of let-offs from a Glasgow point of view. Not ideal. I mean, Xander Ferguson did come off the bench and get a try. A nice kind of powerful one from short range. But it's still a long way back at 26 points to 11. The rain starts peltering down. There's a bit of handling errors in that second half, especially the second half of the second half. So the game's kind of slowly winding down with Glasgow looking like it's well beyond them, to be fair. And then as they're trying to, I guess, just chase one last try towards full time, they end up dropping the ball, and that man Mendy pounces on it to get the bonus point for the Benetton boys. So yeah, man, 33 points to 11. Ends up looking like a proper hiding, really. Not the ideal way to start the Glasgow season. But Benetton, yeah, man, good value. They had less possession. They had more territory. They did exploit the kicking game a lot. I mean, Duvanacher was putting in a lot of kicks from halfback. I think he had 12 all up, and it was causing a little bit of havoc. And they managed to win 8 turnovers, 8-6. That's a lot of turnovers for one game, but I mean, 8 by one team is especially impressive. And like I mentioned, they scored at least one try directly from turnover ball. I mean, clean breaks are 6-4 to the Glasgow boys. They had more defenders beaten, but yeah, like I said, they didn't kick as much. It was more of a running game. They had more of the run meters, but just kind of less effective. The tackling percentage for Benetton's 92, which is phenomenal. 167 tackles. Glasgow are at 83, which is like okay, and they only had to make 60, but yeah, man, big defensive shift. Some of the key guys from that Italian squad in this Benetton team, Lucchese, 17 tackles. Rutta, I think he gets man of the match, 15 tackles. Pettinelli, 14 tackles. I mean, Matt Ferguson makes 9. He's the top guy for Glasgow, but yeah, just not there. I mean, Mendy and Steyn were the 2 stars in the back line for each of the teams. Mendy has 7 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks, 56 metres and 2 tries. Not a bad outing. I mean, Steyn, the new captain for Glasgow, 3 clean breaks, 2 defenders beaten, 66 metres in a losing shift. There's decent numbers, but they had a couple of clean breaks there, but they just couldn't manage to kind of convert that initial break into points. So, yeah, there you go. Brief one, but that is what it is. First game of the URC season. It's a bit of a weird one to start the season. Like, Benetton is not one of the big draws in terms of like a big crowd. Not like a Leinster. I know Leinster's like a generally acceptable, or a Munster crowd. You know, the Irish crowds are generally pretty big. I feel like, I don't know what the South African teams are going to be like in terms of attendances. But I mean, certainly the finals at the end of last year had good attendances. But it's a bit of a low-key way to start the season. I'll kind of put it that way. But I guess you got to start somewhere. And for Benetton, it's a bloody good start. So, yeah, there you go, folks. We'll try to watch some more URC as the season unfolds. If you're in the US and you want to watch it, it's on Flow Sports. And I've always got a link down in the description for them. They're an affiliate of the channel. Happy days. But, yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts. Is this troubling for Glasgow? One game in is kind of too early to say. I mean, new coach, they're going to have to settle things in. But for Benetton, really, really welcome start to the season after last season was a bit kind of disappointing. But, yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.